stop scrolling. This is not a normal video. If you are seeing this right now, there is a very real possibility that you were meant to. Somewhere deep in your mind, beneath the noise of everyday life, beneath your doubts and distractions, something ancient has been waiting for this exact moment. A message is trying to reach you. A message that does not belong to time the way we understand it. A message that appears only when the observer is ready to receive it, and according to a symbolic spiritual narrative that has echoed through philosophy, mysticism, and even modern quantum theory, that message comes from SOPHIA, the intelligence of awakened awareness. But here is the strange part. Messages like this are not permanent. They exist only in the moment of observation. Just like in quantum experiments, reality itself behaves differently when someone is watching. Possibilities collapse into experience. Futures become present. Paths that once seemed invisible suddenly reveal themselves. This emerald message is not just information. It is a doorway, and doorways do not stay open forever. If you ignore this moment, if you delay your attention, if you assume you can come back later, the energetic alignment that brought you here may dissolve. The version of you that could have stepped into clarity may quietly fade into the background of your own life. So stay with me. Stay present. Because what you are about to hear is not just a story. It is a reflection of your own hidden power. The power to influence reality, to manifest intention, and to consciously participate in the unfolding of your destiny. Before we go deeper, take 1 second to support this journey. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling us which part of the country you are watching from. Your voice matters here, your presence matters here. Now take a slow breath and allow your mind to open as we enter the first chapter. Chapter 1, there is a quiet revolution happening inside the human mind. It does not make headlines, it does not trend on social media, yet it is reshaping the way people understand reality itself. For centuries, spirituality and science were treated as opposing forces, one rooted in faith, the other in measurable evidence. But in recent decades, the boundaries between them have begun to blur. Quantum physics, a field that explores the behavior of matter at the smallest scales, has revealed a universe that is far stranger and more interconnected than classical thinking ever imagined. At the same time, ancient spiritual traditions have long spoken about consciousness as the fundamental force shaping human experience. The idea that your thoughts, beliefs, and emotional states can influence the direction of your life is no longer dismissed as purely mystical. Instead, it is increasingly being explored through the lens of probability, perception, and energetic alignment. Imagine your life as a field of potential outcomes. Every decision you make, every expectation you hold, every story you tell yourself about who you are and what is possible becomes a subtle signal broadcast into this field. In quantum experiments, particles exist in multiple states at once until they are observed. In a symbolic sense, your future behaves in a similar way. There are countless versions of what your life could become. Some are shaped by fear and limitation. Others are shaped by intention and awareness. The act of focused attention, of choosing what you believe is real and achievable, plays a powerful role in determining which version begins to materialize. This does not mean reality is a simple wish fulfillment machine. It means you are constantly participating in a complex interaction between internal perception and external circumstance. SOPHIA, in symbolic spiritual language, represents awakened wisdom. Not wisdom as mere knowledge, but wisdom as direct experience of truth. When people speak about receiving guidance from SOPHIA, they are often describing moments of clarity when confusion suddenly dissolves. These moments may arrive during meditation, during crisis, or during quiet reflection late at night. They feel as though a deeper intelligence has spoken. Yet what if this intelligence is not separate from you? What if it is the part of your own consciousness that recognizes patterns, senses opportunity, and understands the creative potential of belief long before your logical mind catches up? One of the most misunderstood aspects of manifestation is the idea that positive thinking alone can reshape reality. In truth, manifestation is not about forcing outcomes. It is about alignment. Alignment between what you consciously desire and what you subconsciously expect. Alignment between your emotional energy and your practical actions. When these elements conflict, progress feels slow and unpredictable. But when they synchronize, momentum begins to build. Opportunities that once seemed random start to feel connected. You notice patterns that guide your decisions. You begin to trust your intuition because it repeatedly leads you toward growth. Education plays a crucial role in this process. Understanding how the brain filters information can help you recognize why certain opportunities remain invisible until you change your focus. Neuroscience shows that attention acts like a spotlight, highlighting specific details while ignoring countless others. This mechanism is essential for survival, yet it also shapes perception of possibility. If you consistently expect failure, your mind will unconsciously search for evidence supporting that expectation. If you cultivate a mindset of curiosity and resilience, you become more likely to recognize pathways that were always present but previously overlooked. In quantum theory, entanglement describes how particles can remain connected across vast distances. Symbolically, this idea resonates with the human experience of connection. Your environment influences you, but you also influence your environment. Emotional states can spread through groups. Beliefs can shape cultural narratives. When individuals commit to personal transformation, they often inspire others to do the same. This ripple effect demonstrates that manifestation is not purely individual. It is relational. It unfolds within networks of interaction, where intention meets collaboration and imagination meets shared reality. SOPHIA's emerald message can be understood as a metaphor for conscious choice. Emerald, traditionally associated with growth and renewal, represents the courage to step beyond familiar patterns. Receiving the message means recognizing that you are not limited to repeating the past. You can reinterpret experiences, reframe challenges, and redesign goals. But awareness alone is not enough. Action must follow insight. The longer you wait to apply what you have realized, the easier it becomes to slip back into old habits. This is why moments of clarity often feel urgent. They invite immediate engagement. To truly manifest change, you must develop both vision and discipline. Vision allows you to imagine a future worth striving toward. Discipline ensures that daily behavior supports that vision. This combination transforms abstract spirituality into practical growth. You begin to see manifestation not as magical thinking, but as a structured process involving reflection, intention setting, skill development, and consistent effort. Over time, the results accumulate, confidence increases, creativity expands. Your sense of identity evolves. As this chapter draws to a close, consider the possibility that the message you are receiving is not about becoming someone else. It is about uncovering the depth that has always existed within you. The quantum field of potential is not separate from your consciousness. It responds to the way you interpret experience. SOPHIA's voice is not distant or mysterious. It is present in the quiet certainty that arises when you align thought, emotion, and action toward meaningful transformation. Here, if the first step in manifestation is awareness, the second step is integration. Many people encounter inspiring ideas about consciousness and quantum possibility, yet struggle to translate them into lasting change. This is because the human mind is designed to conserve energy. Familiar routines feel safe, even when they limit growth. To move beyond these limitations, you must consciously practice new patterns until they become natural. This process is both psychological and spiritual. It involves reshaping neural pathways while also redefining the narrative you tell yourself about who you are capable of becoming. Consider how expectation influences perception. In controlled experiments, participants who believe they are likely to succeed often perform better than those who anticipate failure. This phenomenon reflects a deeper truth about manifestation. Belief alters behavior. Behavior alters probability. Over time, probability alters outcome. When spiritual traditions speak about faith moving mountains, they are pointing toward this dynamic interaction between mindset and action. Faith is not blind optimism. It is sustained commitment to a vision that has not yet fully materialized. Quantum metaphors can help illustrate this idea. Imagine that every choice you make sends a signal into the field of possibility. Small choices accumulate. They reinforce certain pathways while diminishing others. If you consistently choose habits aligned with your goals, you increase the likelihood of encountering supportive circumstances. This does not eliminate uncertainty. Rather, it positions you to respond creatively when challenges arise. Manifestation becomes less about controlling events and more about developing adaptive resilience. SOPHIA's emerald message in this context represents the invitation to participate consciously in your own evolution. It reminds you that transformation is not instantaneous. It unfolds through cycles of insight, experimentation, feedback, and refinement. Each cycle brings deeper understanding. Each setback reveals hidden assumptions that can be re-examined. Over time, the process builds wisdom. You learn to differentiate between impulses driven by fear and intentions rooted in authentic aspiration. Education in emotional intelligence is especially valuable here. Emotions act as energetic signals that influence decision-making. When you suppress or ignore them, they may shape behavior unconsciously. When you acknowledge and regulate them, they become sources of information. Manifestation requires this level of self-awareness because intention without emotional coherence often leads to internal conflict. For example, someone may desire financial success while simultaneously fearing responsibility. Until this tension is addressed, progress may remain inconsistent. Spiritual practices such as meditation, visualization, and mindful reflection can support integration. These practices create space for observing thought patterns without immediate reaction. In that space, you can choose responses aligned with long-term vision rather than short-term comfort. From a neurological perspective, repeated mindfulness strengthens areas of the brain associated with focus and emotional regulation. From a spiritual perspective, it deepens connection to inner guidance. Both interpretations point toward the same outcome: increased capacity for intentional living. Another important dimension of manifestation is community. While personal transformation begins internally, it is reinforced externally through relationships and shared purpose. When individuals collaborate toward meaningful goals, their combined creativity expands the range of possible solutions. This collective aspect reflects the quantum principle that systems behave differently when components interact. In human terms, synergy amplifies potential. By surrounding yourself with people who encourage growth, you create an environment where manifestation feels achievable rather than abstract. SOPHIA's message also carries a reminder about impermanence. Opportunities arise and fade. Energetic alignments shift. The motivation you feel today may not be as intense tomorrow unless you nurture it. This is why urgent action is emphasized in spiritual narratives, not to create anxiety but to inspire engagement. When inspiration appears, treat it as a signal to begin. Even small steps can anchor intention in reality. Writing down goals, learning new skills, initiating conversations, or restructuring daily routines all contribute to momentum. At a deeper level, manifestation invites philosophical reflection on the nature of identity. Are you defined by past experiences or by the choices you make in the present? Quantum metaphors suggest that identity is dynamic, shaped continuously through observation and interpretation. Each moment offers a chance to reaffirm or revise self-concept. By consciously choosing empowering interpretations, you gradually transform the story of your life. This transformation is not about denying difficulty. It is about recognizing agency within complexity. As you move forward from this chapter, remember that wisdom grows through application. Insight becomes meaningful only when it influences behavior. The emerald message from SOPHIA symbolizes the fusion of knowledge and action. It encourages you to trust that your awareness can guide practical decisions. It reminds you that manifestation is an evolving dialogue between inner intention and outer experience. And most importantly, it invites you to remain present. Because the future you are shaping is being influenced right now in the way you think, feel, and respond to the world around you.